Thanks so much for coming here in the evening, because I know you would have done something else, but still you prefer to be here. And this 45 minutes to 60 minutes, I would try and decode certain language about money, your business finance, your handling about money, about something which is related to money when we are talking about an entrepreneurship or a business finance, right? Entrepreneurship or business finance. So let me come down straight to the point. Just type in the chat box. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean by business finance? Your terms. I'll explain you what exactly it is. But just let me know. Business finance means what? What is there in your head? Just type your one word in the chat box. Just type one word in the chat. What actually do you mean by business finance? Just say one word in the chat box. Anything, whatever you feel like. Whatever आपको जो अच्छा लगे, आपको जो लगता है यार business finance means ये, business finance means that, business finance means कर्जा, business finance means ये, जो भी आपको लगता है, just type one word in the chat box. Just one word, debt हो, cash flow हो, so whatever you feel like, just type your one word in the chat box. Everybody, come on, just one word, one word. Guys, am I audible? No. Am I audible, guys? The one thing I would like to tell you, there's only one way communication between you and me is chat box. And the more and more you reply, I will come to know that yes, I am live in front of you. Just quickly type in the chat box if my voice is audible to you all. Just type okay in the chat box, because there are certain yeses there. I just type okay in the chat box. So I would come to know that yeah, I am alive in the room. Guys, is it okay? Guys, am I audible to you all? Just type yes in the chat box. Hello. Yes, I am alive. I am alive. Harshad Belsa is alive. Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So just make sure you put that into the chat box. So let me explain you. Let me explain you what exactly the business finance is all about. See, when we talk about finances, the basic terminology about finances are same whenever we talk about personal finance or we talk about business finance. But one thing we all need to understand it very, very clearly is business finance is more related to a business, and personal finance is more related to your personal dreams, aspirations, and desires. And the most important part is the financial need or a financial planning structure or a systemized systems to do financial planning for any entrepreneur is completely different than the way an employee thinks about it, because needs of the business person around finances are completely different than the needs of an employee around finances. I hope you all agree with me on this. If you agree with me on this, just type agree in the chat box. Just type agree in the chat box. Right. So keep on putting that comments in the chat box. So I'll come to that. I am live in the room. Right. I'm live in the room. Thank you. Now, what are the differences? जो entrepreneur होता है ना, दो लाइफ जीता है, दो लाइफ. एक तो उसको ऑफिस का पूरा देखना पड़ता है, and on the other hand, once they come back home, you also have to look for all his पर्सनल फाइनेंसेस, लाइक बच्चों का एजुकेशन हो, बेटी की शादी हो, या फ्यूचर ड्रीम्स, एस्पिरेशन, डिजायर हो, घर बांधना हो, गाड़ी लेना हो, यूरोप टूर जाना हो. मेरा जो ड्रीम्स है वो सब मुझे देखना पड़ता है वो आने के बाद. लेकिन जैसे ही वो ऑफिस के चक्कर में जाता है, तो इन दैट पर्टिकुलर केस ही हैज टू मैनेज अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. ही हैज टू मैनेज डेट, ही हैज टू मैनेज हिज एम्प्लॉय सैलरीज, ही हैज टू मैनेज हिज मार्केट, ही हैज टू मैनेज हिज suppliers, is manage lot of other aspects, so that वो अगर अच्छी तरह से मैनेज कर पाया तभी तो जाके पैसा बच सकता है. राइट. सो दैट इज व्हाई आई ऑलवेज से कि for an entrepreneur, business finance is most important activity. I repeat, managing the business finance is most important activity in the area of doing business. I repeat, in the area of doing business. So होता क्या है? See, there are two different components about business finance too. Is it same like an employee? Money coming in and money going on, right? The cash flow, money coming in and money going on. So what we need to understand it very, very, very clearly is the money which is coming into your pocket and money is going out of your pocket, what are the loopholes in that particular aspect? When we talk about personal finance, it's all about leakages, it's all about debts, it's all about the extra money you spend. Here also there are a lot of debts, but there are a lot of hidden expenses which have been going out from your pocket. The leakage in that bottle is very, very high. We don't understand that, and many a times we earn a lot of money. I repeat, many a times we earn a lot of money, but still we don't, understand. Yes, we are losing a lot of money, which is in completely hidden way. और ऐसे कई एक दो examples हम आपको आज discuss कर लेंगे. Business finance is what? Managing your assets, managing your liabilities, managing your debts, managing your bank finances, managing everything into a business, because everywhere money comes at the center and then everything revolves around that. If you are there with me on this chat, on this particular statement, just type agree in the chat box. Let me see, am I audible to you or not? Just type agree in the chat box, everybody. Come on, just type agree in the chat box. Just type agree in the chat box. Right? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. वेबिनार शुरू है, थोड़ा लोग वेबिनार शुरू है, नहीं वेबिनार शुरू है, नहीं माझ्यावर नहीं. Okay, thank you, thank you. So what we need to understand here is what are the things. I'll explain you certain things which are very, very important. Right. Say for example, if you are a business person and you need money, right? You need money, and you go to bank. Bank gives you a cash credit. Banks give you a cash credit. तो cash credit हम लोग use करते हैं ना, उसका is that creating a reality में asset for you, or is that cash credit creating a big hole in your pocket? Is it a big liability? Let's try and understand. I'll also tell you one short story. Many of you who are there in the community know that particular story, but still I will tell that story because that story is such a powerful. Why that particular cash credit, how that particular cash credit needs to be looked at, and in what particular way that cash credit needs to be addressed in your business. Right? So it's very simple. Cash coming in, cash going out. उसके बीच में जो भी होता है वो फाइनेंस का मैनेजमेंट होता है, और वो अगर बिजनेस में करते हो तो बिजनेस का फाइनेंस मैनेजमेंट होता है, अगर पर्सनल में करते हो तो पर्सनल फाइनेंस मैनेजमेंट होता है. तो ये दोनों डिस्टिंक्टली डिफरेंट है, लेकिन जब बिजनेस फाइनेंस की बात होती है इन दैट पर्टिकुलर केस, सॉरी, बिजनेस फाइनेंस की बात होती है तो इन दैट पर्टिकुलर केस what really happens in our life is we take things a lot of things for granted, right? So let us try and understand first something called as cash credit in your business, because that is one aspect which you need to manage it. Cash credit is not money given by bank to you just for your use, because you need to pay some interest for it. I'll tell you one live example. Live example क्या है कि there's one of our financial fitness client, and he's having a business. अब business में उसका turnover है 6 crore rupees a year, average 50 लाख रुपए उसका monthly turnover है. Now I'll give you a case study. Now you tell me कि उसको अगर सही में बिजनेस इसी स्टाइल से लेके जाना है तो कितना कैश क्रेडिट सफिशिएंट होगा. Very, very ballpark example. Now for him I asked 2 questions. Sir ji, what is your payment cycle? Understand, अगर आपका कैश क्रेडिट है वो भी आप लिख लीजिए. What is a payment cycle? Now he said 3 महीने के बाद पैसे आ जाते हैं, यानी कि 4th month he gets that money. Okay, good. I asked again, from 50 lakh rupees of a turnover monthly you are doing, what is your material component? He said 40%. Now, if material component is 20% and 40% and his turnover is 50 lakh rupees, आपको क्या लगता है हर महीने में उनको 40% के हिसाब से कितने लाख रुपए का मटेरियल लगता है? टाइप योर आंसर इन द चैट बॉक्स. Type your answer in the chat box. I repeat, 50 lakh rupees is a monthly turnover, and उसमें से 40%, 40% he needs for a raw material to create that final good. So what is the tentative and monthly raw material requirement? Can you please type in the chat box? What is that? What is that? 50 लाख रुपए का 40% कितना होता है? 20 lakh rupees. Thank you so much. Now, so अगर उनका बिजनेस ग्रोथ का चांस प्लानिंग नहीं है, now he needs raw material worth 20 lakh rupees in a month. He's having a business cash flow cycle of 4 months. Let's, because fourth month he gets it, we take a buffer of fourth month also. So first month he does the production, second month he doesn't get money. First month हो गया, second month हो गया, third month हो गया, fourth month he gets the money for this particular payment. So he has a provision for fourth month also. तो 4 महीने का उनके पास रॉ मटेरियल का प्रोविजन होना बहुत जरूरी है. You all agree with me on this? Just I agree in the chat box. I repeat, 4 महीने का उनका रॉ मटेरियल का रिक्वायरमेंट उनके पास होना बहुत जरूरी है. If you all agree with me on this, just type agree in the chat box. Now, अगर 80 लाख रुपए का अगर मान लीजिए उनके पास सीसी होता है, so he would have easily done with whatever turnover he is doing right now. Whatever turnover is doing right now. Now, he has a CC of 2 crore rupees. He has a CC of 2 crore rupees. I asked him कि आपको ये CC 2 करोड़ का क्यों है? He said lot many times I have to import material, और जब import duty भरने के लिए जाते हैं तो leverage बहुत लगता है. I have to pay on time, so I need to make sure कि my funds are ready. Now the worst part is he is getting the 2 crore rupees का CC, but he has to put in 2 crore rupees का goods worth in his stock. So understand one thing, what is happening in his life right now. He's doing a turnover of 50 lakh rupees a month, 6 crore rupees a year, out of which he's getting 2 crore rupees of a loan at the rate, say 12%. Let's take it ballpark, less 12%. So what is the amount of interest he will be paying to the bank at the rate 12% or 20 lakh rupees? Just type answer in the chat box. Just type answer in the chat box. कितना pay करेंगे वो? Come on, type answer in the chat box. How much they'll pay? Hello friends, how much they'll pay? 2 करोड़ के ऊपर 12% के हिसाब से कितना इंटरेस्ट पे करेंगे बैंक को? I'm giving you some seeds right now. 2 करोड़ के लिए 12% के हिसाब से कितना साल का इंटरेस्ट पे करेंगे? Come on, type your answer in the chat box. 24 lakh rupees. Guys, this is a business finance. This is a business finance. Now, on the other hand, I'll tell you what exactly happens in his deal. I asked him second question, what is your gross profit? What is your gross profit? He said 20%, because engineering item hai, little bit high quality item hai, so 20% gross margin. Now, gross margin ke baad, he also has expenses, and I asked him next question, what is his net margin? Net margin is 10%, because सब कुछ निकालने के बाद electricity bill, labor, transportation, insurance, competition, सब कुछ निकालने के बाद उनको 10% मिलता है every year as a net profit. Net profit. Tell me in the chat box. He is talking about 2 crore rupees a year. He's paying 24 lakh rupees of an interest. अगर मान लीजिए 50 लाख के हिसाब से अगर वो साल का टर्नओवर 6 करोड़ रुपए करता है, and if he is getting 10% net returns, 10% net returns, तो आपको क्या लगता है कौन है? तो आपको क्या लगता है when you're talking about this particular aspect, what will be the deal? What will the deal? 6 crore rupees के ऊपर he will be making 60 lakh rupees of a total revenue, right? He will be making 60 lakh rupees of total revenue. अब 60 लाख रुपए में से he is putting in 24 lakh rupees just for the interest to be paid to the bank. So type in the chat box, this is good or bad? Type your answer in the chat box, is it good or bad? Is he using money? But now, under the third question I'm going to tell you, which is very, very, very important. He doesn't need that 2 crore rupees ka interest. What he needs is 80 lakh rupees of a total revenue, total cash credit to be imbibed in his company. Right now, when he's talking about 80 lakh rupees of a total revenue, a total cash credit in his particular company, he's using 1.2 crore rupees of an additional loan from the bank, which he doesn't need. Means what, he's not managing his money properly. Means what, he's actually understanding it in a different way. He's not collecting that money from the market. It's also that he's not doing an inventory management properly. So just for the sake of not doing business finance right, he is giving interest to the bank extra for 1.2 crore rupees. Just imagine if he just manages his entire finances very properly, and if he reduces that 1.2 crore rupees loan to the bank, loan for this particular CC, at the rate of 12%, आपको क्या लगता है कितना पैसा बचा सकते हो? Just type answer in the chat box. How much money he would save? 1.2 crore के ऊपर अगर 12% के हिसाब से बात करते हैं, तो how much money he'll lose? He'll save. Type answer in the chat box. गणित कर लीजिए. Business finance is all about गणित. गणित कर लीजिए. This side we lose a lot of money. 1.2 crore के ऊपर 12% के हिसाब से means 14.5 lakh rupees every month he's paying to the bank just because he's not doing his business finance very, very, very good. Just sake of not understanding what needs to be done around his business, he is not doing it. He is not managing his money. He's actually not managing his money, and he is losing that particular amount in a completely it's like going in a drain for him. It's itna sara kashta. He sacrifices his family. He sacrifices his entire hobbies. He's not doing giving 24/7 for the entire company. Not coming to home on a regular basis on time, and still working for bank because he's actually putting 14.5 lakh rupees just, I repeat, just because of not doing that business finance very, very, very good. How many feel this needs to be improved? Just type I in the chat box. I repeat, how many feel this needs to be improved? Just type I in the chat box, because this is very crucial. We need to understand this. We need to implement this, because this, guys, this is your hard-earned money. You cannot let go that. Bank के लिए पैसा नहीं कमाते, आप खुद के लिए पैसा कमाते. That money should go to your family, not to the bank, not to the financial institution. This is completely suicidal attempt. We work for the bank. Not fair, right? This is business finance. How many feel this is a bulb on moment? Just type bulb on in the chat box. Let me see how many of you are attentive here, because this is very crucial, because this is directly coming to you, right? Just type bulb on the chat box. Come on, come on, come on. Keep writing, keep writing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So what we need to understand is कि यार ये सीसी का बात है ना, वो क्या है, वो क्या है, वो समझना बहुत जरूरी है. Let me tell you a story right now. What exactly is CC और उसको कैसे इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए. The business finance उसको कैसे इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए. I'll tell you a story of an entrepreneur. एक बहुत highly trapped entrepreneur, एकदम highly trapped. What is happening in his life? No money, screwed up financially, right? Left, right, center, taken loans from the banks, and he was not in position to take this business to our next level. Not in position. Now, हुआ क्या? एक दिन वो बोला कि यार जान दो, मैं अभी I'm going to make a suicide. Enough is enough right now. I cannot sustain this pressure. This is not for me. I am going to do suicide, and then he starts walking towards that particular suicidal gate. जाते जाते उसको एक अच्छा सा बगीचा दिखता है. सोचता है कि वैसे भी मरना है यार, क्या करें, जाके थोड़ी देर बैठते हैं. Let me just go and sit there. Understand this very carefully. Yeah? He go and sit there. वहां पे जाने के बाद, बैठने के बाद ना, ऐसे he was just thinking क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है. What he was in his own mind, and that particular aspect was he was in his own mind, and that particular aspect, what happened is अचानक से एक आदमी आ गया वहां पे, अचानक से एक आदमी आ गया, and that particular आदमी in suit and boot and came into and sat in front of me and he asked me, hey gentlemen, what's the problem? बताओ बताओ क्या भाई तेरा क्या प्रॉब्लम है? बोलता है सर आप मेरा प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व नहीं कर सकते, दिस इज ब्लडी माय प्रॉब्लम। अरे वो बोला बच्चा तू बोल तो सही, क्या करूं सर, lot of things are happening in my life, I don't have any money, lot of businesses are screwed up, financial are screwed up, everything, I'm actually suffering a lot of pressure from all different angles. Now not to worry, he said, अपने जेब में से एक चेकबुक निकालता है, चेक फाड़ दे, एक ले, ये 1 करोड़ का चेक है, जब चाहिए तेरे को डिपॉजिट कर ले और अगले साल वापस भी दे देना मुझे। अब वो एंटरप्रेन्योर एकदम तगड़ा खुश हो गया, बोला यार 1 करोड़ का है। Now what he start thinking on that particular point in a different way altogether. Understand this very. This is a very important aspect for any entrepreneur to do it. 1 करोड़ रुपए का चेक उसके पास है। Now he has 2 options, just to go to bank and cash that, use that money and start again the same, back to square one again, same thing. He said no, I have this 1 crore rupees check as a backup with me. This is a backup for me. और जो बैकअप जो है, I'm going to use that as a backup, not as a mainstream. Because anyway, if anything, something happens in my life, I'm going to use this check, encash this, and then we'll start doing everything, right? We go, we start working very hard. Because he is now very much comfortable, because at any given point in time, if anything happens, he has that 1 crore rupees ka check as a backup with him. And from that day onwards, he doesn't have to look back again. पीछे देखने की उसको जरूरत नहीं थी, absolutely जरूरत नहीं थी। हुआ क्या? Because of that particular thought process, he actually started thinking everything in a different way. Started joining in, earning a rupee, multiplying a rupee, using his, change his completely habits, change his completely behavior, change his completely morning routine. Everything started doing very good in his life. Now he has not encashed that particular check. Understand this very carefully. उसने वो check encash नहीं किया था. He started working on himself, and now this thing started doing very good in his life. एकदम तगड़ा भारी अच्छा उसकी जिंदगी में होने लगा. Now what happened? The day came. 1 साल हो गया. Now he is very anxious to meet that particular gentleman, because एक check की वजह से he has again traveled the entire journey upward, and now he is on a verge to become successful in his life. On that day, he could not sleep a day earlier. He was there in that particular bagicha and just waiting for that particular gentleman to come in. He was waiting for a couple of hours. He didn't came. He said, I thought he must have forgotten. लेकिन थोड़ी देर के बाद क्या हो गया, वो gentleman भागते आगे आना चालू. He started running and he was actually coming to him. And he was been followed by एक 2 nurse और जो compounder type के लोग होते हैं ना, वैसे लोग उसके पीछे आ रहे थे, right? And then he came and sit in front, sit उसके बाजू में, बड़ा boy बाजू में खड़ा रहा, and then the ward boy came in and started pulling him and चले asking him, क्या बस हो गया तेरा, कितना भागेगा तू, चल अभी आप लोग को जाना है, मेट्रो हॉस्पिटल जाना है। तो वो आदमी वापस उसको चिल्ला के बोलता है, पगला हो गया कि तू, ये इतना बड़ा आदमी है, उसके साथ ऐसा क्यों बर्ताव करते हो आप लोग? वार्ड बॉय जस्ट टर्न अराउंड एंड से कि इसने तुमको भी 1 करोड़ रुपए का चेक दिया था क्या? अंडरस्टैंड दिस वेरी केयरफुली, अंडरस्टैंड दिस साइकोलॉजी. If that 1 crore rupees ka check, if he has not used as a backup, he would have attempted suicide on the next day. But he used that particular 1 crore rupees check as a backup in case he needs that money. He's going to encash that. What is cash credit? Business finance with cash credit is the most important aspect, because cash credit is just like that particular check. If you need that, then only you withdraw that. But हम तो उसको अपने घर की संपत्ति समझते हैं. Every day the cash credit is completely full. Every time we're just renewing that. Every time that particular पहला जो केस ले बताया, उसके जैसा exactly उसके जैसा हम लोग we pay an interest to the bank. Means what? Knowingly, unknowingly, we are putting a family time, we are putting a hobbies time, putting every time just to make sure the banks are becoming richer and richer. Are you getting the concept of cash credit, my dear friend? Just type C in the chat box. It's very crucial. You need to understand, because this is your money flowing out from your pocket. This is your hard-earned money. I repeat, this is your hard-earned money, and you need to understand how to how to bridge that particular gaps. You need to understand how to seal the holes in that particular bottle. But these holes are eating your mental health, eating your everything, and you again coming to the back to square one. How many feel this particular CC thought process was useful to you, just like useful in the chat box? Come on, let me see. I'm audible to you all. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, how many of you really feel whatever you are doing in your business, आप जो भी आप business में काम करते हो, that needs to be managed very, very, very properly. If you feel yes, just type yes in the chat box. Come on, everybody. Just type yes in the chat box, because you need to understand. You need to be aware of the situation first, because unless and until you are getting aware of the situation, there is zero scope for improvement. Awareness is the key. I repeat, awareness is the key. So you need to jot down in your business what are the loopholes. What are the leakages in the bottle? CC is a leakage, debt is a leakage. You need to understand how much is the raw material lying in your bottle, lying in your godown right now. Are you really paying an interest on that? Physically, you're not paying, but the money which is putting in the bank, they are getting that interest rate. Even though there's a lot of materials in the stores right now, and if you bought that material on cash and that is not been used for a year, understand this, that is eating your 12% every year. There are various aspects of business finance you need to understand. Various aspects. मैंने एक छोटा सा example आपको दिया है, right? As an inner circle call, as a we talking about business people every week. This is a small example I've given it to you. You need to jot down everything, everything. Make sure you understand in detail. I'll tell you one story, one very very story. मेरे बचपन का story. मेरे एक पापा के friend थे, and he was also having workshop. My dad was also having workshop, and I happened to be there in his office, and that I was 7th or 8th standard, and that uncle was, in left, right, center to that accountant. Why? For one main reason. For one main reason. What was that reason? Because that time no online, right? They have to remove the bank statement and understand what's happening. Now, in that particular bank statement, a passbook, there were certain entries put in by bank. Certain entries put in by bank, or bank में जो entries डाले थे ना, those were some kind of charges putting in by the bank. And those charges were not applicable to him, just because bank had certain aspects, they started doing it, and they actually started putting in charges. Now, understand this very carefully. That particular day, he said, this is not about that 1 rupee or 5 rupee or 10 rupee. This was a recurring 1 rupee or 2 rupee, 5 rupee coming to your my account as a debit every month or every week. A small thing can become very, very, very big. The most powerful mistake most entrepreneurs do is, because we have two different aspects. Sales अगर होता है तो sales के बाद normally that money needs to be allocated, right? Allocated to certain. Let me give a very latest example what's happening in the world right now. माल बेचा, 18% GST collect किया. Understand this very carefully. 18%. 18% is very not your money. This money needs to be paid to the government, right? तो सब लोग क्या बोलते हैं, यार मेरे पास आ गया ना, तो जब देने का टाइम आ गया तो मैं देख लूंगा. देने का टाइम आ गया तो मैं देख लूंगा. Now he say, for example, he's collecting a small shop collecting say 10 lakh rupees in a month. Let's take an example, and he collects a GST of 1.8 lakh. Now, next month he has to pay that 1.8 lakh rupees. Now, what is happening? Collection is not happening, something is not happening, and now he doesn't have any money. He doesn't have that 1.8 lakh rupees paid to the government on time, and then he actually goes on paying the penalty, and he goes on the bad books of the government. And we need to understand, this is not your money. That money needs to be allocated to certain different bank altogether. I'll give you a very, very powerful example how to we generate money from it. I've created a different bank altogether, different account altogether. Completely different account. And that जैसे ही मैं 100 रुपए इकट्ठा करता हूँ 18 रुपए उस बैंक में निकल जाते हैं because 18% I have to pay because this is not my money, this is government money. On the other hand, what happens is I also purchase something, right? When I purchase, I pay 18% tax or 10%, 15%, 12%, जो भी है tax pay करता हूँ. Now, actually, what I have to do is I have to pay the set off to the government. Right? Set off लेके balance का पैसा जाता है, right? So for all these years since GST happened, what I have done is the different account every month is creating a huge money for me right now. जैसे ही मैं 18% कलेक्ट करता हूँ तो 18% उधर उस अकाउंट में जाता है. And we pay a lot of bills. We pay bills to Facebook, Instagram, Facebook, Wati. We pay integrately, various softwares we do it. We pay money to our agency. We pay money, various places we pay money, right? And whenever we pay money, like Facebook, we're spending approximately 3-4 lakh rupees a week. And in that particular case, we pay 18% के हिसाब से to government, right? So that gets compensated. At the end of the month, what I do is whatever I have paid and whatever collected, set off के बाद जो भी पैसा बचता है, I've made it clear. I've told to my team that money needs to go into my liquid fund account and वहां से फिर STP जाना चालू. Because any which ways that money is not in my visualization, right? That is completely out of my mind, and just because that is out of my mind, I don't need that money. वैसे ही जैसे पैसा आ जाता है उधर से वो टक से निकल जाता है and slowly steadily drop by drop makes an ocean. That's a huge compound effect happening in our life. Now this is two different aspects. One business finance says कि खर्चा कर लो, दूसरा business finance says just manage. If this is one, this is two, which one you like? Just type 1 or 2 in the chat box. अगर ये एक है और ये दो है, which one you like? Just type 1 or 2 in the chat box. Yeah, sure. But there has to be a discipline. I repeat, I'll tell you one thing very, 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 very seriously. Just 1 second. I'll tell you one thing very, very, very seriously. Your life is nothing but a compound effect of whatever you do in your life, whether it's good or bad. I repeat, your life is nothing but a compound effect of whatever you are doing in your life, whether it is right or wrong. It's very, very, very clear. If you really want to take your life to the next level, you need to watch out to the entire habits which you have in your life. Simple example, let me show you here, because I'm going to show you something else right now, why entrepreneurs are actually facing a lot of problem, because there is huge problem faced by entrepreneurs right now, because most of them are just working everything for money. Just what's one second. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Is my screen visible to you all? Just type yes in the chat box. Is my screen visible to you all? Just type yes in the chat box, everybody. Yeah, thank you so much, Paresh. Thank you. So now, let me give a very, very simple example. आप मान लीजिए बॉम्बे से निकलते हो या पुणे से निकलते हो, you are standing here right now. You have to plan to go to Delhi. Direction होता है, right? Understand this very carefully. अगर मान लीजिए this pilot take a 0.0000001% deviation from Delhi, whether he'll reach Delhi? Absolutely no. He might lead Ludhiana. He feels that he's going in the right direction, but this 0.0001% direction change will not lead you to a destination. You all need to understand this. It's all about correcting in a way whether I'm going in the right direction or not. Now, let me share you on something different altogether, right? What's happening with an entrepreneur world right now? Like, I just love this flip chart a lot because Blair taught me, and we have uh, brainstormed on this flip chart to an extent. And I always feel this is why, and this is what we all need to understand. Right? You are standing here right now. हर एक आदमी का सपना है कि मैं यहाँ पे पहुंच जाऊं. Very beautiful, right? Happy man, making a lot of money, good business, right? Good teamwork. I'm very happy gentleman. But now what is happening in this particular bargain? I repeat, in this particular bargain, there are a lot of distractions in the market right now, especially for an entrepreneur. Because जब हम लोग जॉब करते तो क्या है कि we just need to make sure कि we do our thing very right. But in case of an entrepreneur, the external factors, internal factors, every factor needs to be taken care of. Now, when you start with this, the first and foremost important thing which is happening in our life is technology. Now, what is technology doing to your business? Technology is good. Technology is actually easing your business, but if you need to adapt it to that particular technology. If you don't embrace the technology in a systematic way, what will happen is, sorry, if you don't embrace the technology in a systematic and useful way, then that technology will destroy you. I'll give you certain examples right now. How many of you have done payment via GPay or UPI? Just a UPI in the chat box. UPI in the chat box. GPay करते हैं ना हम लोग, पेटीएम करते हैं, फोन पे करते हैं, right? UPI. Thank you. Now, what is happening in this world right now? Now, most of the time we don't carry cash with us because you can pay 50 paisa also through GPay or anything else, right? You know what? Just because of one technology taking on a high step right now, the entire coffee business has almost closed down. Arle Agro Toffee is closed down. ITC has actually thinking of completely shutting down the entire toffee business because toffee business generated वो बच्चों के लिए पैदा नहीं होता, वो छुट्टा देने के लिए पैदा हुआ था. अगर छुट्टा ही नहीं रहा तो उस टॉफी बिजनेस का कोई सवाल ही पैदा नहीं होता. Right? I can give you a number of examples just because of this one thing. We're not taking care of technology. I can give you a number of examples. But because we need to go further into this, let's not go into that. Now, second thing which has been covered and hammered in your mind is media. आपको अच्छा लगे ना लगे, media is on the forefront to corrupt your mind, and we fall prey to it. Third most important part every entrepreneur is facing is a lifestyle disease. Not exactly lifestyle disease, but elevated lifestyle. I call this a lifestyle disease because it's not a minimalistic life. That's an unwanted elevated lifestyle. गाड़ी हो, घर हो, घोड़ा हो, जो भी, that's an elevated lifestyle. Now, समाज के लिए हो या किसी और के लिए हो, you need to keep on sustaining that lifestyle on a regular basis. Now, this elevated lifestyle is actually killing most of the entrepreneurs. उसने किया इसलिए मुझे करना बहुत जरूरी है. Worst part is this. Many people have their income stagnant, same for many years. How many of you in the room are sensing this? In spite of you having that technology, in spite of having that media or whatever lifestyle you have, you give 100% to your business, 24% you think about the business, your income is almost same for many years. Just type same in the chat box. Let me see. Let's be honest, because awareness is the first key to success, right? Let's be honest. Just type same in the chat box. शर्माने की कोई बात नहीं है. Many people are in the same boat. You just need to think in that particular fashion, then only things will improve. It's not about the same. The one bada rakshas is one there's one monster eating your money, which is called as inflation. And this inflation is actually deteriorating the value of money on a regular basis, daily, monthly, every month, because एक रुपए का value अगले साल कम होने वाला है, right? This inflation is killing you in a different way altogether. That's a silent killer, and that inflation is going to because that inflation you doesn't understand. You don't feel that heat about inflation going high or value of the money coming down. And in that particular case, when inflation is deteriorating the value of your money, knowingly, unknowingly, you fall trap into a trap, and then money starts deteriorating. Now, this is a normal scenario. अभी क्या है कि ये नॉर्मल सिनारियो में एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर वी ऑल आर स्ट्रगलिंग इन ऑल दिस. अगर मैं चाहूं तो ऐसे 10 लाइनें खड़ा करके 10 अलग अलग प्रॉब्लम्स के ऊपर बात कर, लेकिन इसका सॉल्यूशन क्या है? आप तो बोलेंगे कि यार सीखना पड़ेगा. नाउ व्हेन आई एम ट्राइंग टू से कि मुझे सीखना पड़ेगा, व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन आवर लाइफ इज वी आर फॉलोइंग एन एजुकेशन सिस्टम. ट्रिग्नोमेट्री, ज्योमेट्री, ज्योग्राफी, राइट? That education system is not useful for you in this today's world. Today's world is completely dynamic. Today's world is completely different. And that education system which needs to be done is not good. It is going down every year because we are not right from the beginning in a such a way that हमको लगता है यार कि ये पढ़ने से ये होगा. It's not that. It's all about the personal development. It's all about how you use that personal development, use that knowledge which you have and create a value in the customer's mind. Now, customer's life. If that value is not been created, education का फायदा ही नहीं है ना. Because जब तक आपको सिर्फ technical knowledge होने से कोई फायदा नहीं, you need to understand how to use that technical knowledge, and that education most of the time is not provided. We have learned in such a way that education, whatever education we are getting right now, that entire education is just vocation, not useful for the current century which we are living in right now. It is not useful anyway at any given point in time. But for a business person, that is coming at the end. I always tell during my earlier seminars also, right? Personal development contributes to 95% of a success. I repeat, personal development contributes to 95% of a success, and your technical education just 5%. We don't have a courage, you don't have a knowledge to use that technical knowledge to create a value in people's life, nothing is going to happen. So this is one part. We all are trapped as an entrepreneurs. We all are trapped. Second thing क्या होता है कि we are facing technology, समझता नहीं झूठ क्या है, समझता नहीं इंटीग्रिटी क्या है, समझता नहीं lot of is going through all of the hustle bustle last 1 year because समझता नहीं था बैकएंड कैसे होता है, ये फ्रंट एंड क्या होता है, ये बैकलिंक कैसे क्रिएट करना है, ऑटोमेशन कैसे करना है. कंप्लीटली एकदम भूखा हो गया था माइंड का. बिकॉज टेक्नोलॉजी कोविड के बाद ये टेक्नोलॉजी समझना बहुत जरूरी था, लेकिन समझता नहीं था बैकएंड में क्या है, समझता नहीं था. सो व्हाट वाज हैपनिंग एंटायर दैट पर्टिकुलर फेज, it was not just about taking up on what you can say, opening a Zoom call and just taking up your thing. There's a lot of backend happening, step by step, 15, 20, 60, 30, 40 emails are going in just in automation. After 2 years, I started embracing that, and that's where I started looking in how that is happening. But most of the time, most entrepreneurs get confused, and slowly, steadily, mental health is getting in a soup. How many of you feel when you see all this, we get overwhelmed, and when we get overwhelmed, our mental health goes down. If you have experienced at least once in your life, just type yes in the chat box. Be honest. It's not just about you. Everybody, because there is growth beyond every ceiling. I repeat, there's growth beyond every ceiling. If you are stagnant here, if you're comfortable, you will never grow. And when you start growing, obviously there will be that mental health problem, because you are doing something bigger than yourself. Then there's a challenge, then the resistance, then that resistance starts killing you. That's a mental health problem. And since now mental health, especially in the corporate world, is creating a lot of negative impact in the workplace. A lot of impact in the workplace. क्या क्या impact हो रहा है? Unnecessary competitions create हो रहा है. Jealousy, doubts. In entrepreneur's life, partnerships have been broken, right? Bankruptcy declared कर रहे हैं लोग. Now, do you really feel that most of our entrepreneurs are actually facing all these challenges, and along with that, they have to also work on a personal front? We feel that we're sensing that, just type me in the chat box. Just type me in the chat box. Because you need to accept this. You don't have a choice, guys. You absolutely don't have a choice. You need to accept, because this is every thread which needs to be taken up, handle it very properly, then only the doors of success will open. Unfortunately, guys, we all are trapped here right now in this particular situation. Knowingly, unknowingly, we are completely in a soup, completely in a problem, because we are only focused on making money. धंधा चाहिए, ऐसे भी करके मुझे और पैसे कमाने हैं, and that is going nowhere. That is going nowhere. And this is a problem which you are facing. So guys, how many of you really would love, from inside to, get out of this particular problem? Just type me in the chat box. Just type me in the chat box. Last 12 minutes, just type me in the chat, because this is very crucial. You need to understand, guys. This is for you. Education is for you. Mental health is your mental health. Workplace is your workplace. टेक्नोलॉजी को अगर एम्ब्रेस नहीं कर दिया तो टेक्नोलॉजी आपको डिस्ट्रॉय करेगी. वो पावर है ना, जैसे वो उसको दो डबल स्वॉर्ड. If you does not embrace the technology, the same technology will destroy you. If it doesn't handle the media properly, the media will make it corrupt. If you are not living a minimalistic life, you are actually, you make taking in a wrong way, that is going to kill you. So you need to understand how to create that, couch on you, so that all these parameters doesn't impact in your life. If you're relating slightest to the thing, and if you're honest in your opinion about yourself, just type me in the chat box. Type me in the chat box. Come on, let me see how many of you are really honest. There's no point in hiding behind the screen and saying, "Yeah, देखिए क्या करना है." That's not a problem. You need to understand that once you accept it, then only you have a chance or a choice. When you accept it, you have a chance or a choice to implement the thing, right? Choice to implement the thing. So guys, that is what it's all about today. That is all about today.